What is going on, everybody? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another video for you all. And today, guys, I'm going to be giving updates on Novo Nordisk stock. A lot of people are fumbling their positions and leaving and exiting this specific equity, but I don't think that is the right decision, especially as we enter somewhere near a bottom, at least over the last 4 years or so. Now, remember, as always, never financial advice, just trying to put you guys on the plays that I'm in. If you're new around here, smash the like button and also consider subscribing to the channel. So I can't believe that Novo Nordisk stock basically wiped out all of its gains from the last month, from the last 6 months, from the last year. And guys, we are looking like we are basically at the exact bottom we were 5 years ago in February 2021. This is the lowest we have seen Novo Nordisk stock basically since the pandemic times. Now, it had a pretty unprecedented run-up from 2022 Q4 all the way till basically mid-2024. And the question becomes right now, with the big sell-off from $47 to $40 and this continued falling knife, if you will, is this still a good buy? Well, for me, I have strong conviction in this high yield dividend pharmaceutical stock. Remember, it yields a 4.94% dividend. It's currently valued at $125 billion, but there are things that are concerning. But for me, it's not as big of a concern, but I see it more as a continued opportunity. Novo Nordisk pipelines oral obesity drugs as shares face steep pressure. From Bloomberg, they said basically in the short 4 or 5 minute interview that the Novo Nordisk next generation obesity shots are starting to disappoint compared to its relative competitors. High points here. Novo Nordisk has entered a $2.1 billion partnership with Vivitex to develop next generation oral biologic drugs for obesity and diabetes. The collaboration targets oral versions of medicines that currently require injection, aiming to improve convenience and patient access, which we know with the Wegovy pill, that's one of the biggest things, is accessibility has definitely increased with now an oral GLP-1. Separately, the triple agonist candidate UBT251 reported strong weight loss results in a phase 2 clinical trial in China, with the broader trials and regulatory steps planned. The move comes as the company responds to the recent clinical setbacks. And you can see here with CagriSema and growing competition in the obesity treatments. So again, overall, we know there has been some stressors that are making investors panic, especially with some of the news coming out from JP Chase. Novo Nordisk downgraded at JP Morgan as next generation obesity drug trails Lilly's Zepbound, because that is the number one competitor right now, of course, is Eli Lilly and their GLP-1s. JP Chase downgraded Novo Nordisk on Tuesday after Danish drug maker posted late-stage trial data indicating that its next-gen weight loss therapy, CagriSema, trailed Eli Lilly's GLP-1 therapy, tirzepatide, marketed as Zepbound. Citing data from its Redefine 4 trial, Novo announced on Monday that CagriSema, a combination of the FDA-approved GLP-1 drug semaglutide and amylin analog, cagrilintide, and generated right around only 20% of the weight loss over 84 weeks compared to Zepbound's 23.6%. When these kind of data points show up and surface, they spook Wall Street. They spook Wall Street, which then causes a sell-off, and then we see retail also react to it. So the fact is right now, there are some panic, but honestly, guys, this does not scare me personally. At a personal level, I think if you have dry powder and you're someone that's looking to double down, this is actually still a buying opportunity. But you don't have to take my word for it. If you go look at tip ranks, this here, again, is somewhere where I look at analyst ratings or what the forecasted price is for certain stocks. I mentioned it on the channel. The highest price target has been $70 since I started covering the stock. And the best part about this is that we actually nearly hit $70. We hit $63.47. I think we were at $64 maybe during an intraday trading or pre-market trading. So we got very close to the highest price target. But the fact is we are still very much now below the average price target from these different expert firms. And I'm talking firms like Goldman Sachs, BMO Capital, Deutsche Bank, Nordea Markets, Berenberg Bank, HSBC, Morgan Stanley. So the only bearish institution, the only bearish hedge fund, if you will, is right now Morgan Stanley, calling it a sell with a $43 to $42 forecast over the next 12 months. And again, showing an 11% upside from current price. But we could see Goldman Sachs calling it a buy, moving their price target. As of 2026, they reiterated, instead of $54, now a $68 price target. We're seeing TD Cowen with a $70 price target, 86% upside. We're seeing Berenbank still saying at $57 upside. So the fact is, again, from expert analysts within the biopharmaceutical industry, or within the at least investor side of the biopharma area, we know that these are individuals who've been in the space a lot longer than you and I probably. So the fact is, when you're doing your full due diligence on making a decision whether to sell a stock that is falling or buy more shares as we are expecting a rebound, to me, this is one of those more of the latter options. And that is, I think we're going to see some form of bottom followed by a really nice run up. And right now you're getting in at 2020, 2021 pricing. So I think, again, with the oral GLP-1 rollout with Wegovy, now entering international markets, not just US-based markets with the FDA approval as of January of 2026, I think we're going to see a lot more demand for their product over the coming days, weeks, and even months. The FDA is reportedly eyeing staff bonuses to accelerate drug reviews. This is also as of this morning. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is launching a bonus scheme for its scientific staff who complete drug reviews ahead of schedule, Bloomberg reported on Thursday, citing an agency official familiar with the matter. The program applies to the FDA's Center of Drug Evaluation and Research, so the CDER, and the Center for Biologic Evaluation and Research, CBER, and it's scheduled to take effect as a pilot program on April 1st. Expediting this specifically to accelerate drug reviews, which is, again, the FDA approval process can be daunting and very lengthy, especially if they have things to say for you to change. So the fact that they're looking to kind of start expediting this by creating a bonus structure from the FDA side, that's going to be extremely bullish for biopharmaceutical startups. And that's why I always encourage you guys not to only buy a single stock. Diversify your portfolio. And you know me, I've been talking about probably 10 or 15 different biopharma stocks over the last few months on this channel. And I'm going to continue to introduce you guys to more of them. So that's why I'm saying make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So I'm reiterating, I think right now we're seeing Wall Street trying to kind of cause some price suppression for Novo Nordisk. We're seeing, again, just overall vibes have kind of shifted for the stock market, with just a little bit of shakiness globally. But I think this is a very much oversold category. If we look at the relative strength index, if you look at anything, we are definitely now entering buy zone. Let's go to TradingView real quick and let's search Novo Nordisk. Let's see where we are sitting. Look at that. The RSI right now, at the time of this recording, guys, relative strength index. Remember, anything over 70 is overbought. Anything below 30 is oversold. The relative strength index right now, at this time, is sitting right around 25, and it bottomed right around 16. Guys, we are in the oversold category. If you can buy the dip and you believe that Novo Nordisk has what it takes to come back to all-time highs and beyond, this, I think, is a great buy. Not financial advice, just trying to put you guys on the plays that I am in. Smash the like button on your way out. Consider subscribing, and until next time, as always, everybody, keep investing. Peace.